So the muscles today are actually so bloated.
I think that's a good note to start the video on. Right, so Team Sport Cambuslang public session. Because me and Sam were the only two experienced drivers on the day, we did get a choice of karts. We both picked kart 32, did rock, paper, scissors for it, and turned out I got it. Sam picked 24, which is usually an amazing kart, but I don't know what's happened to it. It's suddenly absolutely rubbish, like second worst in the fleet overnight. Sad, but just before BIKC as well. Anyway, we began at the front of the grid so that we got a little bit of space to actually battle each other and not have to overtake the less experienced public session drivers. That all went out the window as soon as it came to greens, or even before it came to greens, because we were on yellows for so long that we had caught up to the back of the grid. So essentially, we started at the back. I don't know how, but two people have managed to bin it on the yellows, or under the yellows. I couldn't tell you how, but it's gonna become a recurring theme in this video. As you can also see, there is some kid backwards in the pit lane. Or actually no, he's forwards in it, but I don't know why, because there's a tyre in it to stop you from going in, so he's clearly went over the tyre. Usually most sessions only have 2 marshals on the track. This one needed 3. Needed 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Anyway, we're a red light here, and we're just sitting looking at the light waiting for it to go. Then we look behind us and give it a second. Or 2 seconds, there we go. Some kid is coming up the ramp on reds and has binned it at the top. This is off to a great start. Right, so here it goes back to yellows, and he's still not been taken out, but we see a marshal running up the ramp there in a desperate attempt to free him before someone runs up the ramp behind him. Now, I'm doing my greatest Eurolane impression, and I think the kid has luckily been freed, so soon it should go back to green, unless someone bins it again, but that shouldn't happen, right? Well, I didn't think of this. Maybe someone doesn't need to bin it. We just need to catch up to these people on yellows. And it goes green as Sam's already overtaken, so he just makes the overtake anyway, and then he kind of squeezes his way through, which gives me the space. Then he tries to go around the outside of this kid, which works flawlessly. I think about a dive bomb, but I'm too far back to do it, and I'm on the ramp. Now we're catching up to the back of this adult kart, and because it's a public session, I know we're going to catch up quite quickly. I accidentally loaded him a bit there, but it wasn't actually a big tap. Now I was going to overtake him there, easily. But then it goes to yellows again. Now up at Hell's Gate we've caught up to a cadet and an adult kart, and it goes green, and Sam thinks about his inside, which he manages to make. I accidentally bumped Sam trying to follow him through, but I managed to make it through anyway. Then this adult kart, he thinks about going up the inside of the adult kart, but he doesn't. The adult kart brakes on the apex, so that causes me to get a bit brake check, but I didn't hit him, and then Sam narrowly misses the barrier. Subtle foreshadowing, I guess. Now, we're just trying to make any way past this guy that we can, so he goes for his inside, accidentally hitting the cadet, which I avoid, and then I get such a surge of speed down the down ramp that I almost hit the back of him, but luckily I brake in time. Now, I'm just kind of bumping him up the straight, because I'm trying to give them some extra speed in a cart that's usually good, but sadly it's broken now. But it's yellows now, and we've caught up to the back of an adult cart, and an adult cart and a cadet have crashed up there. I think it's 2 adult carts ahead of us, but one might be a cadet, I don't know. Yeah, they're both adult carts. So I have to give Sam a bump up the ramp here because apparently people didn't watch the go full speed up the ramp in the briefing. Yeah, as you can see, the marshals are now up here. So now there's a cadet in front of us too, and these adult carts are all just like going 4 wide on yellows, and we have no option but to overtake them, or we're just going to be fully stopping or hitting them, which isn't very safe. So it's better for us to overtake them under the yellows. Now we're just behind this adult cart and this cadet that seems to be struggling with the cart because he's skidding it on yellows. Now this yellow's actually going on for quite a bit of time. Now it goes to greens here. We both react about the same time. And then that adult cart head spins the cadet cart and then closes Sam off into a barrier. Despite my best attempts to roll myself back out of the back of Sam's cart, I just couldn't because the tyres were too slippy and I couldn't grip them even with my gloves. Now here, something weird happens. I get rescued from the barrier, point to the kid that's in the pit lane, and then as I do that, I go back up the ramp and the marshal just leaves. Now I expect this marshal is going to save Sam, but he's going to the kid in the pit lane. Who's saving Sam? Now he actually explained to me after that he had to try his best to roll himself back out the barrier, go up the ramp a little bit, which would burn the clutch out on the cart, but it's the only thing he could do. He went up a bit so that when he let go of the accelerator or throttle, whatever, it would roll him back down, and then so that he could go far enough that he could gain enough speed to bring himself back up the ramp. Strategic. Now, as we round this right-hander, it goes green, but I'm obviously still going a bit slow because I'm going into the sin bin to wait for Sam, who isn't that far behind now because I was going a bit slow on the yellows. The marshal comes out to check up, but it's fine, I was just waiting. Good that they're watching though. Now, he is a bit far away because I reacted late, but with the cart party, I know I'm going to be able to catch up quick, and because it's a public session, so there's going to be a lot of back markers in his way and possibly my way. Now you can see how much time I gained on him just on that straight and Hills Gate alone. This corner I gain a lot, and I think he's giving me a thumbs down to his engine there, but I don't know if he is. We're still on green, so catch up to the back of this cadet, and Sam goes for his outside again. I just follow him through on a lot of moves because it's easier for me, and if anything happens, it's not me that gets the blame. Great strategy, isn't it? Now I accidentally give him a little bump there, but it's all fine because I back off and let him have the space. Now we've caught up to a pack of, I think it's 3 cadets. This cadet is swerving a bit everywhere. He looks a bit small for it though, so that might be a factor to why it's hard to control. Squeeze up the inside of that cadet there, then this one here, which cleanly overtake. I've catched up to the back of this adult cart. There was a few adult carts on this track that were honestly scary to race with that day. Now as we go up here, we go on the inside, and then don't know what that hand gesture was all about from Sam, but now, I'm not going to lie, I don't know where in the session this is because my footage made a huge cut for some reason. This could be the second session if I'm being honest. Or it could be the end of the first one. I couldn't tell you. It's is my second attempt at making this video, and it's just all glitching. I believe this is the last clipping in the first session, but yeah, I'm quite sure it is. So this adult cart just goes up my inside on yellow, nearly spins me, but whatever. Now here, adult cart puts himself in the barrier by not leaving enough space and not looking where they're going. And as I go in here, I get hit from behind from a very avoidable contact. Now I got a bit wide there so that the same thing doesn't happen. Session 1 was pretty good though. I really enjoyed it. Into session 2, I step over this adult cart and it literally had wood in it for some reason. She usually put in a thing at the front to stop the carts from moving, or like in the middle of a tire or something to stop that from moving, but we have this thing. Sam has swapped to cart 21 because that's what we would say is the most equal to cart 32 at the moment. The only two good carts left is cart 32 and 21. The rest are all kinda bad. I mean, 29's alright and 28's also mid. 31's it's okay. But the rest of the carts are all just like jobbies. Anyway, so we have the two best current carts that we would say. Now, we're on the yellow flags, we're up beside this kid. We're just following him on the yellows, but then he brakes really sharply. I think he did put his hand up, and I apologise for that though, and we just overtook him because we don't want to be, obviously, as I said, hitting him on the yellows. So, yeah, now we're just waiting for it to go green, and it goes up green a lot quicker than the last one right here. Now, I was thinking at this point, I don't know if I will be able to catch Sam, because these two carts are both very good. 32 is arguably better, 21 is a really good cart as well. So, these are definitely my two favourite carts now. Obviously, 4 was my favourite, but they're just not good anymore, sadly. Now we're catching up to the back of, I think, cadet cart this is. And you always have to be really careful around them because you don't know when they're going to break and stuff. Sam goes on the outside and I try for a switchback, but they kind of swerve and I get stuck behind them. Now it goes to a red light and they nearly spin reacting to it, but anyway, I'm back behind Sam here on the yellow lights. And we have another cadet cart up ahead of us. Do not know what that was about. But yeah, there's a bit of a crash here. And we just overtake them because they're not moving, so under yellow lights that's your right to overtake if you're not, if you're just in front of you or beside you isn't moving. And now it was green here, and I know it's just at the corner now. We're catching up to this adult cart up ahead. Hopefully it's going to be a bit of an easy overtake. I don't notice Sam cut to the inside, which causes nearly a crash, but we avoid it. He goes around this cadet's outside, I just follow him through it. And I'm back to go, and you can see the speed difference, obviously. The cart 21 has a bit more speed through certain corners, and 32 has a bit more speed on the straights. Now, I make a nice overtake there. Despite Sam being ahead at the next apex, I was ahead when it turns yellow, so I take the position, or the overtake, sorry. And we've caught up to this adult cart. Now, I asked Sam for a push up the ramp here because I couldn't get up myself and he gives me one. Now, we just have to overtake this adult cart because they're going extremely slow, which I know you're not meant to do, but I couldn't do anything else. Now, here this cadet is holding up this adult cart, which is yellow lights, so I mean, they can do that. But this, a few of the adult carts were just really doing dangerous overtakes under yellows. Not so much the second session, but definitely in the first session. There goes greens here. Try to get the inside on the adult cart, but they are on an inside line now. I should overtake them there. Squeeze past this cadet with a slightly dangerous overtake. Brake check myself trying not to hit this kid and just get spun nearly by that kid. The reason I put my hand up there is because it was totally avoidable. There was no need for it. There was no gap, and yeah, cleanly overtake these guys, and now just doing a little bit of hot lapping, but I think I am gonna wait up for Sam for a bit, because as I said, this is a public session where I could have set good times, but I want to battle, get a chance to battle this cadet and cart out to me, which is notoriously hard to control. Really cleanly overtake him there, and there was a red light because some kid had actually, not just his car, he had hit the barrier. And I was telling Sam to go ahead of me here because I'm very good at defending, but I find overtaking a lot more fun. So I let him ahead so I could do some more of that. Now here we overtake this adult car. And he's defending me now. Another reason I let him ahead because I'm low-key scared to defend him. So I know I will get spun. Or something else. Speaking of spinning, I go for a dive bomb there, but it doesn't work. I flip that. I get on his inside. I see him ever so slightly turn in, which makes me panic and steer out, sending him up and lifting out the chair. That was a bit dirty, but in my defence, I saw a slight steer in, and it's happened to me many times there where people have steered me into the barrier, and I've gotten like stuck, and it's had to go a yellow flag. So yeah, didn't mind though, because we come together at the end and we do this. The Hell's Gate. Why is Boyd leaving? The last yellow? Whatever. Well, behind these guys. You know, what was that guy doing? I was wondering if I was looking at that. Yeah, so that was the public session.